Long before dawn, before the rooster could announce the morning, Esther was jolted awake by Natalie's piercing voice. She rose abruptly from the thin mat spread across the bare floor of the dim room she called home. Sleep still clung to her aching body, but rest was a luxury she could not afford. "Useless girl! Good for nothing!" her stepmother screamed from outside. "Daybreak is almost here and you are still sleeping like royalty. Get out here now!" Esther grabbed her frayed basket and hurried into the courtyard, her bare feet flinching against the cold ground. She already knew what the day held, long, back-breaking labor that always began before sunrise. Natalie stood waiting, arms planted firmly on her waist, her face hard with rage. "You will fetch water until every container is full. Then you'll sweep the compound, wash the clothes, grind the maize, and cook, and all of it must be finished before the sun reaches the sky center," she barked. Esther bowed her head obediently. "Yes, Mama," she murmured, though the word felt like fire on her tongue. Moments later, Juliet emerged from her well-furnished room, stretching lazily. "Mama, I'm starving," she said in a soft, spoiled tone. She glanced at Esther with open contempt before sitting down to wait for her meal. What followed was a relentless day of suffering. The well lay far from the compound, and every water vessel pressed heavily against Esther's skull. Her legs shook with exhaustion, yet she remained silent. When a few drops spilled from the third container, Natalie rushed toward her and struck her sharply across the face. "Careless idiot! After all that effort, you waste water? Go back and fetch another to replace it." Tears stung Esther's eyes, but she forced them back. Tears never earned mercy, only more punishment. Her father, Mbiten, had gone to the fields at dawn. Even when he was home, he pretended not to see. Since marrying Natalie 2 years earlier, he had turned away from his daughter's pain. The hours dragged on mercilessly. While Juliet spent her day relaxing, adorning herself in fine cloth, and gossiping with friends, Esther labored without pause. Blisters burned her palms, her back throbbed, and hunger gnawed at her stomach. Natalie fed her only scraps when she felt generous. That night, after clearing the dishes and swallowing the few leftovers allowed to her, Esther waited until silence filled the compound. Then she slipped away unnoticed, following a path her feet remembered even in darkness. She made her way to the small burial ground on the edge of the village, where her mother, Lucia, rested. Kneeling beside the simple grave, Esther finally released her grief. "Mother," she whispered through sobs, "life is unbearable without you. She despises me. She hurts me for nothing. Papa no longer sees me. I'm frightened and alone." Her voice shattered and she collapsed onto the earth. "Please help me. I can't endure this anymore." A gentle breeze moved through the trees, and though the night air was cold, Esther felt warmth wrap around her like unseen arms. She returned home quietly, her sorrow heavy, but her spirit strangely soothed. Exhaustion pulled her into sleep almost instantly. Then the light appeared. Her room glowed softly, and in her dream, Esther saw a familiar figure standing beside her. It was her mother, Lucia, healthy, radiant, just as she had been before illness stole her away. "Mama," Esther breathed. "My child," Lucia answered, her voice calm and melodic. "I heard you. Your tears reached me beyond this world." Esther tried to rise, but her body would not move. Lucia leaned closer and touched her forehead. Peace washed through Esther, easing every ache and fear. "You have endured so much," she said gently. "That woman treats you cruelly, but you are precious beyond measure." "I try to be brave like you told me, Mama, but it's so hard. Papa no longer protects me." "You are far stronger than you believe," Lucia stroked. "Our bond remains unbroken. I will never abandon you." "But how can you help me?" Esther asked. "Love knows no boundaries. I will guide you. Call me in your heart and I will come." She clasped Esther's hands, warm and reassuring. "Your examinations are near. Knowledge is your path to freedom. Books can be hidden, but learning lives within you." As the glow dimmed, Lucia whispered, "When morning comes, you will know this was real." At dawn, Esther awoke with tears on her cheeks but hope in her chest. Beside her mat lay a small white cloth, delicately patterned like her mother's favorite garment, carrying Lucia's familiar scent. From that day forward, everything began to shift. Though Natalie's cruelty intensified, strange events followed. Books vanished and returned. Traps failed. Harm never reached Esther. Natalie grew fearful, while Esther grew resolute. On the night before the national examinations, Natalie locked Esther in the attic, determined to end her future. Desperate, Esther cried out for her mother. Lucia appeared in brilliant light, shattered the lock, restored Esther's strength, and exposed Natalie's wickedness. The following day, Esther entered the examination hall calm and focused. Answers flowed effortlessly. Juliet, unprepared, faltered. When results were announced, Esther had achieved the highest score in the region. The village elders gathered the family. Natalie confessed. Mbiten broke down in shame. Natalie begged for mercy. Esther forgave her, not because she had forgotten the pain, but because she refused to carry it. "I forgive you," she said quietly, "because hatred chains the soul and forgiveness sets it free." That night, beneath a sky full of stars, Lucia appeared one last time. "You are free now," she said, lovingly. And with that, her light rose into the heavens, at peace, knowing her daughter was finally safe.